Let's start in the mill, 'cause that's where everything starts. Get a little louder here. I can tell you from here, this is where all the components come in and get segregated and put on the cart. Every day we have a production sheet. And now that production sheet, we put all the components on one cart. And this is where we get it from. We actually have 3 buildings. We have our raw lumber, it comes in, it gets ripped down, it's run through the molder. After it gets run through the molder, it goes to the sanding machine. After it gets sanded, we get primed, then it goes back to the sanding machine, and then it goes back to the prime machine, and then it goes back to the sanding machine. Then we set up our cart. Every day we get a production sheet, tells us how much we're supposed to produce every day. That car gets set up, and this lady over here, she'll cut all the components. With all the rain lately, we've been covering up all the carts. These are all the components that are put on the cart. We have a cart system. Everything gets put, or each window gets put on a separate cart. And then it goes through production.
So one order can be multiple carts?
That's correct.
Okay.
You have a funky smell, I don't know what it is. I think it's from the rain.
Yeah, probably.
So we cut all the components. After we cut the louvers, the ends are exposed. So we have to sand them over here, and then prime them, and then come back and sand it, hand sand it.
Okay.
We have a machine over here that bores all the holes for the rails, and then it inserts dowel pins. So this is the machine that prepares all the rails. It goes back in the cart. Then you go to our tiles. Here's each window. Here's our tiles that go through our style machine. After it goes through a style machine, the style machine bores all the holes to receive the nylon pins, and also to receive the dowel pins for the rails.
Okay.
There's a real cool machine over here. This machine is really cool. What it's doing is it's inserting a staple in the louver, and then after it gets inserted into the staple gets put in the louver, the hose gets drilled right there. Nylon pins get put in right here. At the same time as it's prepping the louvers with the staple and the nylon pins, it's also attaching, see right here, it's also attaching the louver to the push rod.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, okay. I always wondered how that was done. I imagined a guy with a little hammer.
Yeah, no. And after that, so now all the components are prepared. You got your louvers attached to your push rods, you got your rails with your dowel pins in it, and you got your hose and your stiles. Over here what he's doing is he put a little bit of glue in there, and now he's going to make the frame. After he's done making the frame, he's going to put it in that frame. What he's making right now is a arch. He's got the square frame without the top rail on it. The top rail is going to be put on in our arching department.
Okay.
So what he's doing is he's basically just putting all the louvers in, but he's going to be doing it by hand. Because he's got all the nylon pins that you can see right here.
Yeah.
So he takes out the plastic pin for that, and that's where the tension pin's going to go. Now what he's going to do is he's going to put in one by one. We do 1,200 square feet a day, about 115 panels a day.
Wow.
In an 8-hour shift. And so what he's doing right now, he's putting all the nylon pins on one side, then he's going to bring the clamp a little closer, then he's going to put the other side in. Once he has that done, he's going to do is going to put some saran wrap around here, the top rail, to keep it, keep it strong.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's going to go to the arch in the car. If it wasn't an arch that he would put the top rail in, then it would be put on the cart. At this station right here, what they would do is put in the tension. You put in the screws. And what that does is it allows the louver not to flop around. So we have a little nylon washer. Put it in here. Put it on this side. Put the screw through. And then tighten it up.
Okay.
Do the same for the rest. And then when it's all said and done, now because of the screw, it's going to have tension on it.
Okay.
So if you ever have a shutter that's opening up and flopping around, all you got to do is tighten down on that.
Yeah, I always have that conversation with him, but I never saw what was inside.
Yeah, so that's what it is. It's a washer and a 2.5-inch screw.
Okay.
That goes in there holding it. So that's going to keep the tension on it. Then it goes to our trim saw. What he's doing right there is he's looking at the paperwork. He sees what the panel needs to be trimmed at. And then he's going to set up the trim saw. And what that does is you punch in the dimensions. Say if you got 60 inches and you only want 58.5 inches, it'll take an inch off each side automatically.
Oh, cool.
Once that's completed, then what he's going to do is start over at this station right here. Panel that trim. It has a barcode on it. Before we used to measure twice and cut once. With the barcodes, you don't have to worry about that. All you do is you take the panel, scan the barcode, scan the barcode, and it'll automatically engrave the number. What this machine will do is it'll engrave the number on top of the panel.
So that tells which window, which everything.
Job number, what opening number, and where it's going.
I've always seen Pepe look at the top. I just thought it was handwriting. I didn't realize it was that futuristic.
We're trying to avoid mistakes, and so that, the more barcoding you're using, the better it's going to be. And see, now that's going to put the job number on it. It's going to put the opening number on it, and it's going to tell me it's H for Houston, A for Austin, S for San Antonio, or D for Dallas. And that's what it's going to look like when it's all said and done. Cool. We have an arching department where we do all our specialty work. Fan tops, ovals,
All the hard
arching,
stuff.
all the hard stuff's done by hand. That was the square part of our assembly.
Okay.
Here's where we do all of our radius, all of our complicated stuff. Now all this stuff has to be done by hand. So we have a little molder that we mill our frames.
And this is why the arches get a little more pricey, because it takes more labor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Because, if we're doing it by machine, obviously it would be a lot more efficient, it would move a lot faster. And usually the arching takes an extra day because you got to do everything by hand. So we do arches, door cutouts. We have to use templates sometimes. Here's where all the thinking goes on. These are the guys that make a little bit more money because
It's an expertise. You have to be an expert.
Right.
A
See, over here
craftsman.
we have square panels with no top rails because we have to hand make the top rails. And we have to hand make the frame top.
Okay.
After they built the panel, they do is they scan the number on top, engrave the number on top, put it on this part. And at this point, now everything was sanded in the middle, put together here. So over here what we're going to do is we're going to try to just look for defects. Any kind of sanding defects, or anything that was done by hand. For example, this part right here is all raw because we did it by hand. So we have to come back here, fill in the little holes, sand it with the machine, prime it, and then hand sand that again. So, and every day we have to do 1,200 here as well. So what we're doing here is we're just QC and everything, and making sure everything looks up to snuff. And if everything looks good, let's go this way. If everything looks good, then they put it in job by job and into the paint department, and the paint department is going to then pay job by job. And if it's San Antonio, also what we do here is we prep all the shutters and then we send it to San Antonio, and San Antonio is going to paint for Austin. Then Austin goes and picks up the job in San Antonio.
I wondered because I knew y'all had painting facility here, but several times the office was like, "Yeah, it's going to San Antonio to be painted." I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute." So y'all have another painting facility
Yes,
there.
we have one here in Houston. This is the main facility. We have a shop in San Antonio that's painting. And we also have a paint department. We have a complete paint department and hinging and everything in Dallas.
Oh wow.
Do you have any questions?
Are all the assembly and mill work done here for all of it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Everything's done here. So at this point, so we're putting all our framing together and got all our panels. If we have any radius, any curves, any slant offs, any circles, any special stuff, it gets primed here because over there we can do straight line priming. Anything with a curve on it, it has to be done by hand again.
Okay.
Now, once the job is complete, what we do is we set it up in our paint department. Job by job, he'll paint what I tell him he needs to paint for that day. So we have 1 day to paint, day to dry, and then hinge up, and then it goes in.
Is paint and stain done in the same area?
We have one area that we do most of our stain.
Okay.
Unless we have a humongous amount of paint. We predominantly paint everything in this department. I mean this section here, and then we do our stain over there.
Okay.
So then he's got the staples on top of the panels, and then what he's going to do is he's going to put it on the conveyor belt. He's going to paint job by job, panel by panel. He's going to put it on the conveyor belt, and then it goes into our dryer. So here, after the panels are painted, we leave them in our dryer room for about a day.
Is this intentionally warm? Is it warmed in
Yes,
here?
sir.
Okay. Okay.
We keep it normally around 90 to 100 degrees in here.
Yeah. How long is it from start to finish drying?
Usually a day.
Okay.
Usually a day.
Okay.
Unless it's a real heavy paint.
Yeah.
And then probably 2 days. But we have a hair and makeup unit in here. We can try to keep it at the same temperature all the time. Depends on the season as well.
Yeah.
If it's summer, it's already 100 degrees outside. I'm not going to put them in here at 120.
Exactly.
But then after it's been painted and it's dried, then we take it down. And then put it in our hinge room and everything gets hinged up. Now we have a special stain. We also do all of our stain matches. So you give us a sample and say, John, I want to match this color. You say, I want it to look like this. We have our painter, he'll actually look at that and he'll make a stain to match that. Our painter, most of our people here have been here 15, 16 years. The painter right now, he has about 10 years experience. He can paint, he can match pretty much any stain. I haven't stumped him yet, I'm trying. But then after he paints the panels, he paints the frames, puts them also in the dryer. Now at this point, once everything's painted and dried, now you just been through 2 buildings. This is the last building. What we do is we take it down, put it in our holding area, and then what we do is we tell the hinge guys every morning, hey, this is what's going out today. Going out tomorrow, so you need to hinge this up. So at this point, what we're doing is we're putting hinges on it, putting the frames on it, and then once it's all framed up, then it goes into our carts. The installers come in the morning. They say, okay, what are we doing today? We get this cart, this is what's going out. So they take the panels off the cart, load them up in the vans with the blankets, and then take it out to the customers' houses.
Cool.
Or if it's going to San Antonio and Austin, what we do is we have these carts right here, and we'll put them out here, move them over here,
Until they
back
come.
in our trailer, load up the trailer with blankets in between everything, and then ship it to wherever city is needing them.
Cool.
That's pretty much it. I mean, kind of gave you the fast tour. I
I
hope
know.
that's all right.
Now just say your name and your title.
My name is John Gonzelli. I'm the plant manager. I'm in charge of all this.